Hello, dear colleagues and friends. It is Dennis online, Head of International Sales Department of BST company. Welcome to online webinar number 9, and the topic will be how to become a productive agent of BST. Currently, we receive a lot of requests from people who would like to visit our factory and become our agents, representatives or dealers in their country. And this webinar will be a very useful guideline for such people so that they know what we will expect from these people who will visit our factory. So let us begin. Here you can see the plan of this online webinar, which will consist of 10 items. So let me briefly describe each item. Number 1. General requirements for the agent. I will describe what skills and other qualities the agent should possess. Number 2, visit BST company in Russia, which is a compulsory requirement for this agent. Number 3, description of the business model, which is called sell from stock in your country. Number 4, financial requirements to start the deal, both for the company, for BST, and for the agent as well. Number 5, create local company in your country. So the agent should have some organization, the company, which he will use to deal with BST and with his customers. Number 6, receive drilling rigs in port and customs clearance. So these are the steps how to receive the drilling rigs, and the agent will need to complete these compulsory steps. Number 7, move drilling rigs from the port to his warehouse. Also, we will share some knowledge, some experience that will be useful for the agent in order to complete this step. Number 8, sell drilling rigs from stock in your country, which is actually the main goal of the agent. And now you can see that before you proceed to this main step, to this one of the important goals, first you need to complete 7 steps before, because this is a very detailed, a very comprehensive business model which is offered by BST. Number 9, agent's commission. At this step, I will describe the profit of the agent, how you will receive your commission, and how it will be calculated. And number 10, example of this business model in Senegal. So it means that we already have developed this model, and not only developed, but already tested this model in Senegal city of Dakar. Okay, dear friends, let us begin. So, step number 1, general requirements for the agent. At this stage, I would like to point out that the potential agent of BST company should possess 2 main sections of skills, of qualities. Number 1, it is the section of marketing and sales skills. So it means that you need to possess some marketing or sales background. You should have some experience in sales, promoting of different projects of other companies, or at least you need to have marketing or sales education, so you understand and also have the skill, the experience how to perform the process of sales. So this is like the foundation to your business in your country. And section number 2, it is called connection with drilling companies or any other people who can really buy our product in your country. It is very important. So actually it is called networking. So you should have a lot of people you know in order to communicate with them and in order to close the deal as soon as possible. So in order to be a productive agent, ideally you need to obtain and you need to possess all of these steps. And For example, have a look at our agents who already visited BST company recently, how active they are, and so how energetic they are. For example, now you will be able to look at our agent
de la société.
from Burkina Faso.
Alors, j'ai pu...
Yes, so he visited our factory just last year.
Je serai en mesure d'inviter les Burkinabés opérateurs économiques.
Yes, so now you can see, you can watch this video.
De pouvoir
He is at our factory right now, presenting
donner de l'eau à
the drilling rigs.
conditions, et c'est de là où on peut passer à une autosuffisance alimentaire. Moi, je...
So yes, he is very persuasive. He knows what he is talking about,
J'arrive à gagner,
and
je fais de l'irrigation.
he's telling to all of his people in
Ben, j'arrive à gagner.
Mali,
Mais si l'eau
in
est
Burkina Faso, to come visit our factory to buy this product.
question maraîcher agricole
Yeah, and when you watch him,
du
you
20
believe him.
au 29,
And we expect that you also will act in the same or in the similar way.
ensemble, espérons-le. Et je suis convaincu, l'eau c'est la vie et l'eau est une nécessité. Et à partir du moment où vous avez tous les équipements,
For example, I suggest you to watch another video from our agent in Nigeria who visited our factory several years ago. And he represented the company, and also he is sharing his feedback in this video.
Their tools for the drilling rigs, and they also serve an external purpose as well. They also make when they have demand from external customers, they also serve that purpose. In fact, these guys, they have equipment. They have equipment, and
So if you look at this person, you can make your judgment that this person is eager to sell. So he can present the rig, he can present the company, and also he is sharing all his experience which he received from visiting BST company.
ties with BST technology is forever. As we need it, we'll do business together. We'll expand BST technology, their tentacles in Nigeria and Africa, so that.
So yes, you were able just to watch several examples of our agents, how they are acting, how they present our products, our company. And the main idea for you, you need to be active, you need to be energetic, enthusiastic, and also full of passion in order to market our product in your country. If you possess all of these skills and experience and eagerness to earn money using our product, then we invite you to visit our factory, which is actually the next step of our presentation, which is called Visit BST Company in Russia. And dear friends, this is a very, very important step, because currently the management team of our company has made a decision. Each agent or dealer or representative of BST, he needs to visit our company. It is a compulsory requirement for everybody. Well, because when you visit our factory, you see our product with your own eyes. You believe in our product. You get acquainted with our product. And here, what advantages you receive? You take pictures with our workshops, with our staff, with our management team. We make several videos with you. And after this, of course, we will discuss a business plan that we are going to implement using our combined efforts. And of course, when you come visit our factory, we will assist you in all possible ways. For example, now you can see that we will meet you in the airport of our city. take you to the hotel, or we will find you a suitable and convenient apartment. Of course, we will make a tour around our factory. We will show you all of our manufacturing facilities. And after this, of course, we will conduct negotiations with you and come up with some solution, a suitable and effective solution, which will be acceptable for both parties. And in order to get more details about the visit, you can watch a separate webinar, which is called Visiting of BST Factory. So in this webinar, I will not touch these issues. And currently, I can tell you for sure that visiting Russia is absolutely possible. There are no restrictions regarding entry of Russia. We can prepare invitation for you. You receive the Russian visa. As for COVID, there are no any restrictions now. So it is absolutely easy and free to enter Russia. And as an example, I can show you some pictures of other customers who visited us recently. For example, this is the customer from Uganda. Generally, I can tell you that during last 3 or 4 months, we have had 3 customers from different countries. So this is the customer from Uganda who has visited us just last month in March 2023. Yes, now you can see the picture. This is our airport. This is our office, the production site. So another customer came from Mali. So here you could see how we went to the famous restaurant of our city. This is our office again, the production site, the final finished product warehouse. And the third customer, which you can see now, he was from Mali. So you see, all is possible. So this is the pictures from production site, from finished product warehouse. Here you could see negotiations which were followed after all visits, after all discussions. And here you can, even those customers who are watching now, they understand French. You can watch the video in French.
Bonjour, madame, monsieur. C'est le monsieur de 1 minute 38 Je suis meeting dans le région de Chelyabinsk. Je vais visiter BST compagnie. J'aimerais des choses merveilleuses. J'ai été voir une princesse, j'ai été voir une musique de montagne, j'ai été bien en avec par lui. Il y avait très bon sur BST. François était disponible, j'ai fait des tests sur le gouvernement. J'ai été bénéficié par BST. Il m'a dit tout le temps de BST, voilà, et puis au sein de la TRC. Merci beaucoup. Et les bonnes rencontres.
Yeah, this was the feedback of our customer from Mali. And just let me show you the video of the last customer, of the recent customer who visited our factory from Uganda. So
we can see it popped out.
This is our office. So here we are introducing the production site to the customer.
It's good to see it. Not a white building. It was like a question.
So here we start already discussing the production issues for his project. At this stage, we are showing to the customer our warehouse for tools.
Basically, this a city.
Just to be after.
And here we are presenting him our finished product warehouse. So where we keep our completed drilling rigs. A lot of drilling rigs in stock.
And I deal with the fault. But still, quality.
Right.
Right.
And after visiting all the manufacturing facilities, we conducted the negotiations in our conference room with the management team, as you can see right here.
At the EU, we have shit. So, goodness, by
So, dear friends, the main idea was to introduce to you that the possibility to visit Russia is possible, and for agents not only possible, but also is a compulsory step. So we invite you to Russia, to our factory. In order to get all the details, you can ask them from our sales specialists. Next step, the business model, which is called sell from stock in your country. So let me introduce this new business model. And before I do this, I can tell you that previously, most of the agents who visited our company, so they wanted to use a little bit old scheme, old strategy, which actually did not work very well. So what they did, they visited our factory, and when they came back, they just tried to find different customers, persuading them to buy product from BST. But it is obvious that this model did not work very well, because not all people in Africa believe that agent, that person who visited our factory. And for this reason, we decided to develop and to implement a new business model, which is called sell from stock in your country. And this new business model will consist of 3 steps. So please look at the diagram. Now, step number 1, you can see our factory, BST factory in Russia. So step number 1, we produce drilling rig in Russia. So here everything is clear. Step number 2, we deliver this drilling rig to the warehouse of agent in Africa. So this is a novelty which we introduced, and actually it will be a compulsory step as well. It means that the agent will need to have a warehouse, a local warehouse in Africa, and he will be selling our product not remotely in Russia, but he will sell it locally in his country, which should increase sales a lot. So this is the main difference of this new business model if compared to the previous business model. And step number 3, when the agent has our drilling rigs locally in his warehouse in his country, he starts selling these drilling rigs to customers in Africa. And actually, so this will be a great advantage of the agent, of you, because all people who would like to buy the product can visit your warehouse and watch the drilling rigs and check the drilling rigs, which will be physically available at your warehouse. So they will have no risks, and they can pay money in your local currency, so which is absolutely easy and absolutely more effective than we used to do previously. So this is the main description of this business model, which is called, again, sell from stock in your country. And on the next slides, I'm going to provide details of this business model, so you could understand how we would like to implement this business model just step by step. The next slide is called financial requirements to start the deal. So let us get down to business, dear friends. Okay, so let us assume that you have met all the requirements of the agent which were specified at the previous slides, and now you are here in Russia, and we are discussing with you this business model. So as you have understood already, we need to bring the drilling rigs from Russia to Africa, so you could sell them locally from stock. And in order to start this deal, what we suggest that we share the initial financial obligations equally between two parties. You understand, right? So because, for example, if we say, okay, so let the agent pay for everything. He will pay the drilling rig price, he will pay for delivery, and also all local expenses. Nobody will agree. And on the contrary, if the agent says, okay, let BST pay for everything, BST will pay for delivery, they will send the drilling rigs, and also they will pay for a warehouse. Of course, BST and the management team of BST also, they will not agree. So, as a conclusion, we have to find a compromise which will be mutually accepted by two parties, if you understand me in the right way. And here is our offer. So, in order to share these financial obligations, what we suggest, the obligations of BST factory. Number one, BST will dispatch 2 drilling rigs. So for this business model, we take 20 feet container, and the 20 feet container can include 2 drilling rigs which are mounted on a trailer. Okay, so we will dispatch these 2 drilling rigs. And number 2, BST will pay for delivery. So these are our expenses that we are ready to take in this deal in order to get it rolling, just to start this deal. And the agent obligations will include making at least 5,000 advance payment for this deal. So actually, we will have like a supply contract, you understand, because when we dispatch the drilling rigs, it means that there will be a contract between two parties, BST and agents company, of which I will explain a little bit later. And in order to start it, at least we need to get some advance payment. I mean, to start in a formal way. So because unless we have any payments received under the contract, we are physically unable to even to dispatch the drilling rigs. So the agent will need to make at least 5,000 advance payment under this supply contract. And those agents, those dealers who are ready to make this initial deposit, which is actually not very high and it is quite affordable, it will be a confirmation and a sign for BST company that this is a serious agent with whom we can work and with whom we can proceed with this deal. Let us move on. Step number 2, create a local company in your country. So if you have already a company, for example, if you want to be an agent and you already have some company in Africa, which you use for other types of activity, okay, it will be very easy for you because you can just use your own company. No need to create any new company for this specific deal. It is very easy, so you can come to our factory and we discuss all other details. But if you do not have any company and if you want to be an agent of BST, so it will be a compulsory condition again. You need to create a company in your country. So the reason for this, we need to specify this company in the contract, in the supply contract, because I explained to you on the previous slide that we will need to sign a supply contract, and there will be two parties in this contract. So one party will be BST company, and the second party will be the agent's company who will receive the product in Africa. So this is the compulsory step which cannot be avoided. You understand that, because in order to dispatch, to supply even 2 drilling rigs in one container to Africa, we will need physically some company who will act as the buyer and which will complete all necessary steps just to accept the container, complete customs clearance, etc., of which I will describe a little bit later for you. But here you understand that creating a company also is a compulsory condition. But I can tell you it's not something very complicated. You just need to find out the very simple method of incorporation in your company. Even it can be a legal entity consisting of only one person. So very easy. But still, from legal standpoint, it will be a company, an organization, so which we actually need, because all other actions and all other activities will be conducted on behalf of this company which you will create. I do not think it is something very complicated. You will just need to file an application like to the tax inspection, pay some governmental duty, and wait when they provide to you a certificate of incorporation, and that's it. The next step is receipt of the drilling rigs in your port and customs clearance. Okay, so we are moving along this business model, and if you understand correctly, if you met all the conditions on the previous steps, you created the company, you came to BST factory, we signed the supply contract, and we agreed on initial financial obligations which were made by each side, and after this we dispatch the first container. It will be 20-feet container which will consist of 2 drilling rigs. So this is the minimum batch, the minimum order which we offer to try, because there is no sense to send only 1 drilling rig, because the shipping expenses will be very big, but the 20-feet container can include 2 drilling rigs. So the shipping expenses will be distributed evenly between these 2 drilling rigs, and it will be more efficient for you to sell 2 drilling rigs to your local customers, because the shipping expenses per each drilling rigs will be less. Okay, so when the container is going to arrive in the port of your country, you as the agent will need to complete several compulsory steps again. And step number 1, you will need to keep in touch with the port of delivery. For example, if you live in Tanzania, then the port of delivery will be Dar es Salaam. So what you will need to do, you go to the port, ask about this container. So each container has its own number. You will ask when this container is going to arrive, and you keep track about this container in order not to miss it. The next step, when the container is in the port, So the port will give you approximately 7 days. So it may be 5 days, maybe 7 days or 10 days in order to clear the container and to release it from the port. And in order to do this, so during this time, which is provided by the port, you need to collect necessary documents. So you will clarify in the port which documents you need to provide. We will help you, of course, with these documents. You send these documents to the port, and during this period of time, like 7 days, they review these documents and they release this container. So it means that you will get the right to take this container to the warehouse. And from this moment, the process of customs clearance starts. So what is customs clearance? Customs clearance is providing all necessary documents which are required by your country in Africa in order to take the container from the port and to open the container and clear the rigs so you could start selling them to your final customer. So I think that this step is very clear now. And actually, when you provide this first set of documents to the port in order to release the container, it is actually the first stage of customs clearance. And the next step, which you will need to fulfill once the container is released, you deliver the container from the port to your warehouse in Africa. And by the way, yes, we introduced this model, but I did not focus on it. Every agent should have some warehouse where he can keep these drilling rigs. So it can be like a garage, it can be some building, it can be manufacturing facilities of your company, anything. But at least you need to have like some premises where you can keep these products in order to show them to the customers. But well, getting back to our process to move the drilling rig from the port to your warehouse, what steps you need to complete? Step number 1, you need to find a transport company in order to move the container from the port to warehouse. And you make arrangements with this transport company when and at what time they pick the container from the port and deliver it to the warehouse. Step number 2, you deliver this container to the so-called temporary storage warehouse. So if you look at the slide, you will see that there is a temporary storage warehouse, and this warehouse is available at each port. So what is the purpose of this temporary storage warehouse? When you get the released container from the port, you deliver this container to the temporary storage warehouse. You open the container and you unload it. So you unload all the drilling rigs which you have received, 2 pieces, and also you unload all the tools. Okay, but still at this point the drilling rigs are not cleared yet. So the customs clearance is not completed yet. You can keep these drilling rigs which are unloaded from the container at this temporary storage warehouse. At this stage, you start making final customs clearance. So again, you will just apply to the governmental authorities of your country and ask which final documents you need to submit in order to complete customs clearance. And when you complete this customs clearance, so they will give you the permission to take the drilling rigs from this temporary storage warehouse to your final permanent warehouse of agent in Africa, which will be the final stage of this transportation process. And a very important and a beneficial point, which I would like to draw your attention at. When you receive the drilling rigs at temporary storage warehouse, the drilling rigs are not cleared yet. So you will need to pay for customs clearance. And at this point, you will need to clarify what will be the customs clearance rate. So the percentage of the customs duties that you will have to pay in your local country. Okay, and to make sure that you do not pay this money from your own pocket, you can ask a potential customer for advance payment at this stage. So it is very convenient. Please pay attention. And what you can do, so there is like free access to this temporary storage warehouse, and you can invite customers to have a look at this product, at the drilling rigs which have been received by you. And okay, they check that the product are already in your country. They do not have the risks of transportation, of customs clearance, etc., because the products are already here. And when they look at the drilling rig, they see, yes, okay, so this is the drilling rig which I can buy. And you can ask, for example, for like 50 or 30% advance payment from the customer to make sure that he will get this drilling rig, not any other person who can come later. And when you get this advance payment from the customer, you can use this money in order to pay for import duties, in order to complete customs clearance. So I hope you understand my idea. Then you complete customs clearance of these two drilling rigs, and of course you hire some transport company which will deliver these two drilling rigs from the temporary storage warehouse to your final warehouse of the agent in Africa. And let me say one more time that agent warehouse in Africa is a must. So here in Africa, you need to have some place, some permanent place where you can keep the drilling rigs, okay? So that any customers can arrive at your place and have a look. But so this is the topic of the next slide. Let us move on. So the next slide is called Sell Drilling Rigs from Stock in Your Country. So dear friends, step by step, we have reached the main point of your activity as the agent, finally, which is selling drilling rigs from stock in your country. So yes, you can see from this diagram that having a warehouse is a really necessary thing for you to have, because from our experience, even if we bring drilling rigs to some African local country, a lot of customers, most of them, they ask, where is your office? Where are you based? Where is your shop? Where is your showroom? So if you understand, it is really important for them to have some physical place where our agent or representative or dealer is based in Africa. So for this purpose, you need to have some place where you will keep your drilling rigs and where you will invite all potential customers who will be interested in our products. And now, so dear agent, now you have a very good advantage. So after completing all of the steps which were described before, now you have the physical drilling rigs locally in your country at your warehouse. So this is, I would say, the ideal solution. And if you really possess these two blocks of skills which I described at slide number 1, marketing skills and networking, good connections with drilling companies, now it will be very easy for you to sell these two drilling rigs to local people in Africa. So you will just need to interact with local population and persuade them to buy these drilling rigs, which are already here. They are fully customs cleared, and any customer can buy a drilling rig using local currency. And at this point, I have to mention that when you start selling, all local marketing and advertising expenses will be borne by the agent. So it means that you, as the agent, you will bear all expenses which were related to selling, marketing, advertising, and all related expenses. So it is the direct obligation of the agent. For example, one agent will be, he will be strong, for example, in phone calls. He can make, let us say, 10 phone calls, and he will make one sale. So physically, no expenses incurred. Or another agent, he may invest, let us say, $5,000 in advertising, but after this, he will sell these drilling rigs with a 10,000 margin. So also it will be beneficial for him at the final stage. But the main idea which I would like to communicate is that the strategy is fully up to agent. So you select your own strategy which should be suitable for you and which you like most, because we cannot give you any instructions on this point because you are located in your own country and you know the mentality of local people better, and of course you select the best possible strategy that will allow you to sell these drilling rigs from stock as soon as possible. Yes, and also one very important issue. Please look at this slide. In the left upper corner, you will see a portable drilling rig, and there is a phrase "always in stock." This is the idea that when we deliver the first container, or maybe the second container, I think better the first container, there should be a sample drilling rig which should be always located in your warehouse. So it is very important, because this sample drilling rig will not be for sale. It is not for sale. It should be always presented in your showroom, in your warehouse. The advantage of this sample drilling rig is as follows. So let us say you sell these two drilling rigs on trailers, which we have delivered to your warehouse in a 20-feet container. But after this, you need to continue your activity as the agent, marketing and selling our drilling rigs, because the next container will be on the way for you to sell. But when the potential customers will come visit your warehouse, so you need to show them something. You need to show them a real drilling rig. And here you will be able to show this portable drilling rig, which will be not for sale, but just for being located in your warehouse on a permanent basis in your warehouse. And this would be, according to our expectations, a portable drilling rig, the GBU 15LP, which is complete drilling rig, complete hydraulic drilling rig with the same principle of operation as the drilling rig mounted on the trailer, just it does not have the trailer, and still we can include it to the 20-feet container, which will go at stage number 1 according to our business model. So we also take care of you, take care of the agent, and think about how you will sell our drilling rigs like in the long-term run, not only this first stage deal. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, dear friends, so let us discuss the most pleasant thing for the agent, which is agent's commission. Hopefully you will be able to sell these 2 drilling rigs at stage number 1 very quickly, and let us make the approximate calculations, so how much you can receive as your agent's commission. Okay, so I would like to point out that delivery of these 2 drilling rigs in a 20-feet container will be only the first stage, because we are going to have several stages in the future. So at this first stage, you sell these 2 drilling rigs, which will be delivered in a 20-feet container. And here on this slide, you can observe these approximate calculations for these 2 drilling rigs. But please pay attention. These are not something very precise and exact figures. These are only preliminary figures, just for you to understand the main idea of this business model. Okay, so let me explain. Let us say that each drilling rig on the trailer, if we sell it in Russia, the price will be $20,000. So it means that the price of 2 drilling rigs, if we sell them in Russia, will be $40,000. Okay, then we need to deliver them to Africa. The transportation cost will be, let us say, $10,000. Okay, what else do you need to pay for? You need to pay for customs clearance in Africa, which I have already described. Let us say it will be also $10,000. Then, if we add all these expenses, it will be 40 plus 10 plus 10. Totally, it will be $60,000. So these are the total costs of 2 drilling rigs. And let us say that you set the price, that you set the local selling price in Africa for these 2 drilling rigs for $70,000. So it means $35,000 for each rig. Okay. As a result, so when you sell these 2 drilling rigs at the price of $35,000 for each rig, totally you will receive your earnings, your revenue from this deal will be $70,000. In order to calculate your profit or agent's commission, you deduct the total costs, which is $60,000, from your revenue, which is $70,000, which will be, as a result, $10,000. So this is the approximate commission or profit which you can receive from this first deal at the first stage that we are offering you. And dear friends, so it does not mean that everything will finish at this phase. No. Actually, I would like to point out that this first step, this first stage of delivery of this 20-feet container with 2 drilling rigs, it is just the beginning. So it is the first deal which we try to accomplish together in order to understand how it works and in order to try to cooperate with each other. And once it is over, we make a mutual assessment of this deal. We make evaluation of this agent, of you, and you also try to give your feedback how it was for you to work with our company, you see. And if everything is fine, if you get your money, if you send the money under the contract to BST according to the agreements that we have reached, everybody is happy, so we go ahead. We proceed with the second stage. And the second stage will be delivery of a bigger container. So if you know, the next size of the container is a 40-feet container which will allow to include 4 drilling rigs on trailer. Okay, why do we do this? For several reasons. Reason number 1, we can reduce the unit shipping cost, which means the shipping cost which is distributed on one drilling rig, and it will allow you to sell this drilling rig at a lower price locally. And reason number 2, of course, you will get more profit for the next stage. Let us say not 20, not 10,000 US dollars, but you will be able to get already 20,000 US dollars. Let us say almost for the same or for the similar efforts that you will just repeat next time. So this is the way how we would like to scale up, to increase the scale in the next deal. So this is our short-term and mid-term plan, how to work with the agent. And dear friends, please check the next slide. Here we are showing you the example of this business model which we are implementing right now in Senegal, city of Dakar. It means it is not something that we have developed 1 hour ago. This model has been tested already. It has been tested already in Senegal, and it is being implemented currently right now in Senegal. And here we also delivered 1 container, even with 3 drilling rigs, 2 drilling rigs on trailer, and 1 portable drilling rig. And our representative, Saad, he is selling these drilling rigs locally in Dakar, in Senegal. Out of these 3 drilling rigs, 1 drilling rig has already been dispatched. The second drilling rig has already been paid for now. And just we have to sell only 1 drilling rig. So 1 drilling rig, GBU 30L, is left. So you can see that it is a real method, a real business model. And I suggest I show you the pictures. Just check. So these are the pictures how we received these drilling rigs. So this is our warehouse in Senegal right now. So you can just rent or find something similar, the same warehouse. So this is the container where we delivered the drilling rigs, all the tools. Here you can see the pipes, the wooden boxes with other spares. And here you can see also the pictures how we dispatched the first drilling rig on the trailer, GBU 30L. So the customer arrived already several weeks ago, and he just paid the money in local currency, in CFA francs in Senegal, and he take the drilling rig which was already cleared by our official representative in Senegal. His name is Saad. So here you can see the pipes, the small lorry which was delivered by the customer. So everything is real. And just let me show you some videos where you can see how we implement just the same model but with Senegal. Yeah, so here you can see our representative whose name is Saad. This is the container which he delivered. Right now he delivered this container to the temporary storage warehouse, and now you can observe how the drilling rigs and the tools are being unloaded from this container to the temporary storage warehouse. Please watch very attentively. At the same time, this video is always available at BST YouTube channel, so you can go there and watch this video in detail to see everything. But practically you're going to repeat just the same actions which have already been done by our representative in Senegal. So now you can see how we unload the pipes. So here are the motor pumps for the mud drilling, and this is the small drilling rig, the portable drilling rig. By the way, so we suggest that you keep this portable drilling rig as a sample drilling rig in your warehouse, okay? So everything is very clear, is very transparent, and here just the way how these drilling rigs are kept in this temporary storage warehouse from which we sell these drilling rigs right now in Dakar, Senegal. And you can see all the tools. Just check, these are the motor pumps, the pipes, the hoses. This is the portable drilling rig. Then these are the bits, and also here you can see two drilling rigs. These are the models GBU30L mounted on single axle trailer. Now please watch another video. Here my colleague Saad, he is located at this warehouse, and so he will show how to operate the rig. So he is just checking the operation, the functionality of the drilling rig. And this is the point which I would like to draw your attention at. So because even at the point when the drilling rigs are at the temporary storage warehouse, you can go there and you can invite potential customers to check the drilling rigs so that they could make advance payment for these machines while they are not cleared yet. And when you receive this advance payment from your potential customers, you will be able to use this money in order to cover the expenses related to customs clearance of these drilling rigs. So it is a very convenient business model, very effective scheme, which we are offering you to use with our guidelines, of course. So you see, the drilling rig is working, everything is fine. And now even you can check the last video, which I want to show you, which is called dispatch of the drilling rig GBU30L from stock. So I told you that we already dispatched the first drilling rig, GBU30L. Now you can see the lorry delivered by the customer. So they are loading the pipes, down the hole hammers. So everything is real. So this is like the process. You can see it with your own eyes, how the process is going on when a customer arrives at your warehouse and takes the drilling rig from stock. Let us say he paid the money for the drilling rig in your local currency yesterday. Today, we receive the money to your bank account, to the company which you have created specifically for this business model. And today, the next day, you can dispatch this drilling rig to the customer. So it is very, very quickly, very transparent, and very effective. So now all of the tools have been loaded to the lorry. Everything is ready for dispatch. Okay, so the customer is taking the drilling rig from stock. And here, dear friends, in the middle you can see the example of the roll-up banner which we created for our representative in Saad, in Senegal, whose name is Saad. So it is like the advertising roll-up. we can help you just create the similar sample just for your country, and we will put there your contact details, your phone number, your telephone number, WhatsApp number, your address, and you can use this just to print it out on some banner or just the business cards, or you may want to put it on your website or just anywhere you want. So we will help you with this, be sure. And like as a conclusion to this presentation of this business model, I can say that this business model is successful because I have shown you that 3 drilling rigs have been delivered, 2 drilling rigs have been paid, and 1 drilling rig has already been sold and dispatched from this warehouse. And what we are offering you, just to repeat the same actions, just you can just duplicate all the same actions and under our supervision and just get money from BST. So dear friends, it is very easy, very simple. As a conclusion, if after watching this online webinar, how to become a productive agent of BST company, if you think that you are able to complete every step which I have described, and if you think that you possess the necessary skills and qualities, experience and background, and if you are ready to visit BST company in Russia, then we are waiting for you. You are the person who we need. And it will be a pleasure for us to start business with you. Here you can see our contact details. So these are the BST staff. You can address to any person, of course. If you speak English, you can address to me. My name is Dennis, or you can address to Christina. Here you can see the phone numbers and emails. If you are located in Senegal, please send all your requests to Saad Daoudi. And if you are located in Benin, please send your requests to Therese Koro. So she is responsible for Benin. So we can implement the same business model in any African country. So, dear agents, representatives, and dealers of BST company, thank you so much for watching this webinar. If you are ready, send your message to our WhatsApp or by email, and we will get in touch with you as soon as possible. Thank you one more time, and see you next time. Bye-bye.